Hey Pisces, what's up? Happy spooky season. I hope you're doing good. Today we're going to be doing your money and finances reading for this week, October 28th to November 3rd. Let's see, what is in store financially for Pisces? So we're going to be tapping into like different subjects. I'm going to be pulling some cards for those of you who are wanting to pay off debt, the advice. For those of you who are wanting to invest, for those of you who want more income, I'm going to be asking the divine, basically, through the cards, different scenarios, and what's the advice for all the scenarios I can think of related to finances, money, and career. So this is a place to be if you want to make more money. This is a place to be if you want to attract more harmony, more fulfillment in this area of your life. All right. So let's get an affirmation to really solidify our desires of prosperity. How about we comment in the comment section below, I am prosperous beyond belief. Meaning my beliefs will not, the unconscious ones, will not be affecting how prosperous I can be. I am prosperous beyond belief. Comment that below and we can start to get that energy up together as a tribe. We can start to affirm, claim, and manifest this reality. All right, Spirit, Universe, Angels, Beings, Love and Light, will reading, please. The most detailed information about what Pisces needs to know for this week ahead. Bring us the best advice, the best predictions, the most accurate predictions about money and all things related to money in the life of the Pisces collective for this week ahead. What is it that Pisces needs to know? Oh, okay. Let's start with no more complaining, Pisces, apparently. I'm going to be pulling a full Celtic cross here, by the way, with this oracle of the financial abundance angels or whatever. Then I'm going to do some layers with tarot, and I got this financial oracle as well that I'm going to be tapping into a little later in the reading. Get comfy. We're going to get answers here, so let's dive deep into it. By the way, Pisces, I have returned to the product of the week promotion way in my website. So know that for this week, it's the DIY Banish Fatigue and Get Your Spark Back course about spells. So it's a do-it-yourself. I'll teach you how to do several spells that are the most successful ones I have in my repertoire for not only gaining vitality, raising that frequency, but also eliminating fatigue. If you're feeling kind of low and slow, that's going to be a good one. Especially if you have been wanting to maybe learn new spells, go into your witchy side a little bit. If you don't like the idea of witchy things and witchcraft and stuff, this is not the course for you. This course is $24.99. It teaches you to do the spells yourself, for yourself and others. So in a very safe way, in a very, very affordable way as well. So it's really freaking fun and very effective. If you would like to check it out, you can do so in the website. I'm going to try to remember to put the link in the description somewhere. But yeah, that's the part of the week. All right. Now, what I see in the cards here for this week is that some of you have really, unfortunately, allowed certain false truths to cement themselves within your mind. So I think that now that I see what the cards are showing, the affirmation that we mentioned in the beginning is actually really accurate. I am prosperous beyond belief. Because there are limiting beliefs here. Some of you have been telling yourself, it's the economy. I'm doing exactly the same thing I did back then. I had more money back then. It's the economy. If you look closely, you're going to realize maybe you were working harder. Maybe you were being more strategic. Maybe you were doing something different. Some of you here, you have what it takes to have the abundance and the prosperity that you want. You have the resources, meaning the intelligence, meaning the information, meaning the device, internet, whatever it is that you need. You have the ingredients of the cake. If you want to bake it, you can bake it, but you have to bake it. And that's what's coming up here. Do the work. Do the work, Pisces. Some of you may be very tired. Some of you may be burned out, and that's why you feel like you're working extremely hard when maybe you're not working really that hard at all. And the reason why I say this, out of experience, it has happened to me in the past, in which I would be like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm working so much, why am I not like making progress? And then I would do like, okay, let me time exactly how much like hours a week I'm actually working. And I would realize, wow, I've been sitting in the computer thinking I was working 8 hours and I was actually working 1. And somehow, I don't know what the other 7 hours of like bouncing around on the internet, you know, contained, but it was just 1 hour of hard work. So it's like getting to that awareness, and it's a little annoying, you know, sometimes it's just, we want to justify and we want to feel like we're doing everything we can. So we really do believe ourselves. But when we examine it, if you give yourself the opportunity to examine what you're doing, you may realize that you're not being as productive as you can be, or as strategic as you can be. And that may be behind lack of satisfaction that you are having with your results. Could be. It may not be the case for you, Pisces. Maybe you are indeed working as hard as ever, manifesting as bomb as ever, and doing everything. So maybe that message is not for you. But if there is a potential for that message to help you, I would consider, you know, just exploring that possibility. The card says, it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you're being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. And yeah, that's another thing. Maybe you're doing a lot of work, but is the work that you're doing, first, can it be done by someone else? Could you delegate that? Second, is the work you're doing really what's moving you forward? I've always heard that there's like, in every business, like 20% of the effort, or like 20% of like the business plan or the product lineup or something, it's usually what makes the 80% of the income. So it's like repeat the things that work instead of doing like a billion things that kind of work, you know? And it seems here, Pisces, that maybe because you're tired or maybe because you have been distracted, you haven't been paying attention exactly to those little details. So maybe take a day to just think about it, to, you know, look up details from past things. I don't know. Because I feel like some of you with this card here, what it's saying is that some of you are complaining, some of you are affirming what the opposite of what you want. Maybe you're hiding behind limiting beliefs, and it can be so annoying to be called out on this, so please, like, don't be annoyed at me, don't shoot the messenger. You know, sometimes when I'm working really, really, really hard, or I think I am anyway, someone tells me this and I'm like, no, like, that's not true, I am doing everything I can. Because I'd rather believe that, you know, than maybe be uncomfortable and change my behavior. But sometimes through that discomfort is the only way we can really get to the financial success that we're craving. I frame these readings based on the stories that I get from many of you. not only from the comment section, but from, many of you are my coaching clients, many of you have done manifestation sessions with me, and I kind of know a little bit about like the perspectives of some of you, and I know that many of you want to achieve massive, massive prosperity, not like get a little better, be a little bit more loose. No, I see that many of you have a very powerful vision of basically bursting through this like wall and knowing that massive abundance is on the other side. But in order to burst through that wall, instead of just hitting yourself against it time and time again, hoping that at some point you're going to hit hard enough, or at some point it's going to be enough hits and that it'll crumble. What this reading is telling you is, okay, how about we do this differently? How about we go to the wall and examine what it's made of? What is it made of? How strong is it? How thick is it? How tall is it? What is, like, get to know the wall. You know what I mean? Get to know the wall. Think outside the box. Think, how can you research? If you don't know and you can't think of anything, research, learn. And obviously this is like an example or metaphor, I think, about what we're actually talking about, which is, whatever block is in your life. But go and research how to burst through that financial block, how to, hack that wall, basically. So that maybe you don't have to continuously hit yourself against it time and time again, hoping that maybe one day something will be different. And maybe you can learn that if you tap it here twice and hit it there once in sequence, the wall is going to fall down. It's kind of like those hacks, like those strategic ways behind things. That's what Spirit is telling you. Learn, research, inform yourself. Because you may be closer than you think. You may be closer to the success that you want. It may be just a little tweak away, as opposed to like a million hits against the wall, But of course, if you're hitting yourself against the wall and you feel like it's not working, some of you have been complaining a bit too much. Okay? It is what it is. I'm probably in that boat with you. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality, Pisces. How about take a divinely guided chance? All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you're ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. I feel like some of you have been guided to an idea time and time again, and that idea just doesn't seem to get out of your head. Maybe you haven't fully made it happen, maybe you've given some steps, but then, drifted. But that thing continues to show up in your mind. That could be divine guidance, most likely divine guidance, okay? Of Spirit telling you, hey, there's something in that idea that can bring you closer to where you want to be. Now, some of you here, I see that you're working on debt payment, clearing debts. Spirit is saying that this should be, right now, besides obviously the mindset, stuff that we're talking about, this should be the priority. So maybe for this week, filter the tasks, the responsibilities, and see how can you make changes, or how can you create a structure to clear debts. And think outside the box. Maybe ask different banks, like, what are you guys offering as far as like help for people who are trying to pay their debt? You may be surprised. You may be surprised. I don't know if this is how other banks do it, but here in Panama we have this tendency, I guess, in which, in order to banks like to take people away from their competition, right? Banks and stuff. So what they do is that they're like, okay, so we will buy your credit card debt and you're going to have with us 1 year of no interest rates so that you can pay it off. And, you know, the only thing is that you need to like move to our bank. So it's like, let's do it, you know? So evaluate things like that. Maybe there can be certain tweaks here and there that can help you not only pay off loans, credit cards, but start to live a little differently. Maybe evaluating the possibility that maybe your credit cards can be giving you like cash back instead of travel miles that you haven't used in ages. You know, I don't know, stuff like that. Making a plan, organizing yourself. If you need to talk to a professional, do that. Get someone to really create a structure for you to be above the debt and to be empowered over it and really make it happen. Make the debt payment happen, as opposed to feeling crushed by it, which is very common. Some of you here are being invited to create like a side hustle, moonlighting, and this is in your environment. So maybe you have recently thought about it, right? This idea, this divine idea could be coming up. Maybe you're seeing others around you doing it. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon, your dream career will take flight and fully support you. I feel like you're refining a lot of things. You're being more mindful, and you're invited to be more mindful in everything, because they're telling you with your thoughts, with your words, clean that a little bit, no more complaining. They're telling you with your expenses, be a conscious consumer. Clear debt. Do the work. Cooperation instead of competition is also coming up here. What's yours is yours and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything, Pisces. Pair up with people, places, companies that can help you get to the goals that you want. There are people out there whose job is to help you. You know, the business that they offer is all around helping you pay debt, or all around helping you connect with other people who can collaborate with you. But we have to do the work and do the research and really see what's out there, because internet is infinite. And honestly, like, there's new businesses and new ways of doing things coming up every single day. Like, maybe yesterday you were asking for something like that debt payment plan thing, and it wasn't a thing in your city, and maybe today you go into different banks and there's an announcement that it's a thing now. Like, that's how quickly things change and how quickly things get updated. So it's also a part of, you know, our commitment to ourselves to be checking and paying attention to what we have available. All right, so Spirit, now let's move on to the section in which we're going to be asking for advice for specific situations for different groups of Pisces. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. Not everything will be for you. Also, remember that the 2025 forecasts are available, and it's kind of like a now or never thing. So if you want to get yours, which is a breakdown reading of every single month of 2025 just for you ahead of time, get it now, because we're already in November. We're basically already in November. So yeah, only 2 months. You know that I get quite busy. You can still get it. It's $250. It's 100% worth it. I can't tell you guys. Like, I do this for myself. I do this reading for my year, and I do this reading for my partner's year. And this is like the guidance that we use. And it's so worth it. So, you know, consider it kind of quickly, because they're probably not going to be available for long. All right, so universe. For those Pisces who have debt to pay, what is your advice for this week? Besides, obviously, prioritizing it. Ooh. Oh my god, this is amazing, Pisces. This is good. Okay, so for those of you who are dealing with debt, you need to get yourself talking to people, asking questions, going to the banks like we mentioned, or going to ask your friends about different options. Ask around, okay? Ask around. You're gonna realize that everybody has like a different way of doing this apparently. You're gonna find that everybody does it differently. That maybe your parents have a way that they consider best, but then your friend knows this other way, and then your boss knows this other company. It's like research. Like not only research, but like ask people specifically. Because we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. So this is massive abundance. Massive abundance that you're walking away from if you don't ask around about the options that you have. There could be an amazing option available for you that could make you and your daily experience way better, but you're just simply not aware of it. Also, ask around, because you're gonna get to a point in which you're gonna have so much prosperity that you're gonna be walking away from debt permanently. You're gonna learn how to live debt-free, or at least use debt in a way that serves you. So that's the advice showing up here. I love that you have the 10 of Pentacles. That is the most prosperous card. That is the card that everyone wants to get for a financial reading. So that is a good sign. And we have the 6 of Swords, moving into calmer waters. But it's like you need to go through the discomfort, the conflict, the resistance of like facing it or learning about it first. That's good though. It's good. All right, Pisces. Universe. What about the Pisces who are wanting to purchase or sell property at this time? Land, vehicles, or physical homes or stuff like that. Okay, so super random. I'm getting a very specific reference that, like, don't sell. If you're trying to sell, this is for those of you who are trying to sell something. Don't sell the item being like, this is a 3-bedroom home with 2 bathrooms with this material located here. I mean, obviously that information is key, obviously. But try to sell the potential life that someone can have there instead. I remember when I started years ago, I would binge watch Mary Forleo's business advice, which please, like, do yourself a favor and go to her channel, Mary Forleo. She's amazing. And I would, there was a video that was like, I think it's called like No One Needs a Rug or something. And it was about how there's certain purchases that you don't buy them because you need them. You don't buy them because they're functional. You don't buy them because of anything other than they make you feel something that you want to feel. And it was about a rug. I don't know. But in this case, immediately, I'm getting that maybe phrasing your approach to selling or even looking for something to buy, look at places that have soul. Sell the place that you have by highlighting the soulful aspect of it. What kind of life can that person have there? You know, what kind of area, what kind of experiences can it bring? It's way more than the item. You're not selling an item, you're selling a home, or you're selling a chapter of a person's life, or you're selling an answer, you know? It's like, there's so much more to it. And they're saying here that if you're wanting to purchase or sell something, focus on the emotional aspect of it. And this is not like a sales technique. This is a way to connect to the energy of the thing, the item, the place that you're selling, you know? Sometimes it's not about the best thing in paper. Like, if you think about it, you're selling an energy. You're selling or buying an energy. It's not the same to see a house and be like, oh my god, it's so pretty on paper, and then getting there and feeling a really haunting, creepy vibe. You know, it's different. So it's like, make sure that you're properly advertising what is really there, the whole thing. And when you're looking to buy something, make sure that you're not looking at just the facts, but instead the potentials as well. So we have here the Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Nine of Pentacles. Stability, prosperity, accomplishment, comfort. I see some of you are going to be very well positioned, and you may get into like more of a habit of buying and selling property. So let's say that this is the first time that you sell something or that you buy something or whatever. By going into this emotional like approach, I feel like some of you are going to fall in love with this, and you're going to be like, you know what, I actually want to be a realtor, or I actually want to do this for a living, because now I understand that I'm not selling a damn building. I'm selling this family's new chapter. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking epic, you know? And that's the advice that's coming in here, to focus on the emotional aspect of it, the soulful aspect, not to sell it or to buy it, but to like understand it, you know, really feel it. All right, so for the Pisces that are wanting to elevate their income, to have more money coming in, universe, what is the advice that you have for them? Ooh, we got the Queen, we got the King. Okay, so for those of you who want to make more money, have more money monthly coming in, they're telling you to think like a boss, not like an employee. Regardless of what it is that you do for a living, regardless of what your job is, think of yourself as a queen or as a king. What would a queen or a king looking for more prosperity would do? Maybe invest, maybe delegate, maybe create a new business, maybe get some help here or there. It's like thinking almost on a macro, like a big picture scheme of things. They're telling you, don't think as an employee, think as a boss. If you had the authority, if you had the resources, how would you move the pieces around in the most logical sense for you to bring more money in? Basically what they're saying is that if you go through that lens, that point of view, you tap into your power. You tap into your assertiveness in a whole new way. Some of you could have a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus person who can be a good example. A Queen of Pentacles somewhere. Also a King of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Look around and see if there are people in your life that kind of fit that description. That you see them as leaders. That you see that they use their money to make more money instead of using their time to make more money. And ask around and learn. Think like a boss, not like an employee. Even if you're an employee, you know. All right. Universe, what about Pisces who are dealing with divorce and separation of assets? What is the advice for that, for Pisces? Don't be afraid to let things be fair, because whatever you lose, it's going to come back. But don't let yourself be walked on by giving more than you're supposed to give. Clear as day. All right, for the Pisces. For for the Pisces that are maybe applying for some kind of financial aid, what is the advice? I just heard don't take no for an answer. If it's not in one place, it can be in another. If it's not with one person, it can be with another. Okay, so basically they're telling you here, you already made the right choice in looking for this assistance. So keep moving forward in the same direction that you're in. And don't take no for an answer. So if it's this bank is saying no, maybe go to another. If it's all banks saying no, what other options do you have? You know? So that is what's showing up. Let's see what else, Pisces. For those of you who feel like all of this is well and good advice, but you feel like there's something more that is blocking you, if you feel like there's like if you feel like all of this you already know and all of this you have already tried, and for some reason there's something bigger that's like blocking you, then for you specifically, I would advise you to check out the Abundance Blueprint course on my website. Because there could be maybe something that, you know, past life blockage or ancestral bloodline blockage or something. But for the most part, I feel like the advice that's coming here in this reading should be plenty. But if you feel like there's more, that's another tool that is available to you, okay? So I'm gonna link everything in the description box, and if I remember, I'm gonna do the little cards that pop up at the top of the video. All right, so let's see now with this oracle. Excuse me. What is it that Pisces needs to be aware of in regards to their finances and work life for this week, October 28th to November the 3rd, and of course moving forward? Exceptions. Ooh, okay. When it comes to money, what do you believe is true for other people but not for you? Oh my god, Pisces. Healing alert, healing alert. Comment below. Do this as a form of healing. In the comment section below, read the answers of other Pisces. This can be so powerful. Wow. When it comes to money, Pisces, what do you believe is true for other people but not for you? Pause the video, go to the comments, explore your inner workings, because this is holding a big answer, okay, for many of you. And ask yourself why. What do you want to do with that information, Pisces? What does it mean that you think that that applies for everybody but you? And how is that holding you back? Damn. Thank you, universe, for such a powerful way to wrap up this reading. That was intense. That is intense. You can journal. You can get that little, question there and fully break it down, because I think that that's a healing session all in one phrase right there. So I hope this helped, Pisces. I love you so much. I hope you know that. Remember to book your 2025 forecast if you haven't already. Now or never. The year is wrapping up. And you guys know that I get busy, so please check it out. And also check out the product of the week if you have been feeling fatigued and you want to go into your witchy vibes to bring that vitality and spark back to yourself. Also, if you feel like there's something more to your financial blockages, the Abundance Blueprint is the way to go, okay? I'll leave everything below. I love you. Happy spooky season, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, Pisces.